not that you didn't make the list, it's just that you didn't make the cut. So first of all, I want to say, I want to give thanks to God because I'm truly blessed. I'm happy. Can I start reading yours? I'm blessed. I married my best friend. And this October 30th, it'll be 32 years. She has supported me through everything. On a whim, my old boss called me and said, you got to go to work for Domino's corporate. And to be a QRT auditor. And I said, Gary, I'm not going to be a QRT auditor. Are you crazy? I said, that's not me. He goes, no. Ruth Wade is heading up this new team called an OER team, and you're going to be called a coach, and you're going to get to train and coach in the stores. And so I said, that sounds great. I hung up the phone, I called my wife, I said, I'm going to go to work for corporate Domino's. And I called Ruth that night, and because of her, and she's coming up later on the list, I'm trying to stick to the script. But because of her is why I'm here. I want to thank my boys. I'm so proud of my two boys. If you only knew, some of my close friends know this, but they bleed Domino's. They're big into sports. They're at a draft party, and it's usually at our house. I don't know, we must have relatives in or something. They had it in another house. My son sends me a text and said, you will not believe this. The guy's house we're at, they ordered Papa John's, and we always get Domino's. He said, so once I found that out, I ordered Domino's, too. Domino's got there first. That's not the best part. So then my son sends me a picture of the cut test he did. Never worked for Domino's. Cut test. He's like showing them the. So yeah, our cut test was awesome. Theirs was floppy in the big room, and so they didn't eat the Papa John's, and everybody at that meeting, there was 12 of them there in the draft, are now huge Domino's fans, and it's just amazing. I want to get back to the script. I want to thank Patrick and the leadership team. I will never forget the day you called me. It's the only time in my life I've ever said I'm speechless, I think. I want to thank Julie, Adam, Devin, Michelle, who's really the boss over there of the training team, and the whole training team. I want to thank the OER team. That's where I got my roots and started. The Midwest region, John, Ruth, Aaron, and all the ALs, Ray, Tom, Kelly, Mike C, Mike S, Jerry, Scott, Aaron, Brenda, Jean. Without them, I couldn't have gotten participation at all those classes. My old franchisee, MBR Management, Mark Ratterman, Gary, Keith, Kevin, Candy, Jason, Nathan, Christy, and the whole MBR team. The certified trainers, we have, the Midwest is the smallest region, but we have the most certified trainers in the country. And the #1 certified trainer in the company is Peggy Brindy. She probably taught 1/3 of the classes that were taught in the country last year. That's Bill Graves' organization. I just want to list a few people. I'm not going to tell a story about each one, but I just want to list a few people that have inspired me in my Domino's life. Scott Henshaw, Stan Gage, Julie Gates, Devin Games, and Gary Bajowski. Gary Bajowski was my old boss. And he kind of laid the foundation for me of how to treat people and how you work hard. And my first day when I got promoted to training director, when you were above store back then, you wore a tie, a suit and a tie. Not a suit and a tie, a shirt and a tie. and you toured stores for the first 2 weeks to kind of let them know you were above store. And that first day, I'm sure my wife will remember this, I left my house at 8 a.m., I got back around 10:30, and he picked me up at the store, 2849 Maryville Road, right by my house. He picked me up and in a Lexus. So the first thing I thought was, well, I like this. Work hard, you know. And but about halfway through that day, I called my wife. I said, I don't think I'm ever going to leave Domino's. And that day, we changed people's lives. We showed them things. We helped them improve their jobs. We scrubbed toilets, baseboards. We went and got a power washer, an old muddy power washer, and threw it in the back seat of a Lexus. And we drove and cleaned a power wash parking lot because the GM said it won't come clean. And so he showed them that it did come clean. And then I have a few mentors that have just been amazing to help me. Ray Wagaman, when I took the position of area leader last year, which was announced to you guys 2 days before I agreed. Thank you, Ruth, I love you. But Ray took me under his wing and gave me 3 hours of training that most ALs get. And or actually, they get more than that. I only got 3 hours. But he was always there for me. I could call him anytime. The second one is Lori Starr, who is just, she's crazy. You know Lori? Is this on video? You are crazy. I love her to death. But she took me under her wing and still is a mentor to me and a friend. And then the last mentor is Ruth Wade. And I can't tell you how much you mean to me, Ruth. She's showed me how to develop my skills and help develop other people's skills. And just on the fact that she was running the team, I made a decision to come to corporate in a split-second decision and told my wife that day that's what I was going to do. And to me, that is the power of possible because of the effect she had on me. And I just want to tell you, you can be proud of me like I'm proud of you. I want to mention two couples, John and Ashley Gaylor from 5 Star Pizza. When I met them, John was a GM, and his wife Ashley, who's the star of the family, was an AM, his AM. And I asked them, they had a 5-star, and I hate writing, those of you that know me. I wrote a big, long email and just said how great the store was. And when I left, I said, well, what are you doing? He said, I'm a GM. I've been a GM for 10 years. And I said, have you ever thought about, the things that are available at Domino's? And so we talked about it. About 6 months later, he texted me and said, I'm doing it. And so I called him. I said, who is this? And he said, it's John Gaylor. I said, what are you doing? And he said, we're franchising. And they bought the franchise of the 3 stores that he worked in. Now they have 4. And then Jamie and Melissa Polson, they're franchisees now. He was the first person I hired as an OER manager to replace me. And he now has 33 stores. He's a franchisee and has 33 stores. He's on the Midwest Region Advisory Board. So I'm trying to pay it forward. I just want to say thank you so much. And I actually wrote it down because I was nervous. I didn't want to forget it. But I've never been up in front of a group or at a meeting where we haven't did the cheer. So I'm going to end it with a cheer. I'd like everybody to stand up. Woo!